My career, it has happened many, many times since. Someone would intimidate me or scare me and take something that I believe was mine. Get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him.
NFL Hall of Famer and ESPN personality Shannon Sharpe facing a $50 million lawsuit from right here in Clark County. This is from a woman who says that he multiple times throughout their consensual relationship that went on a couple of years.
Papa, I love it. Yes, baby.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
My family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup. Coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about, and I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Decides to earn a living. I'm not making any comment about her decision to use OnlyFans. That's her decision. I'm not criticizing that decision or judging her for that decision. The relevance is fantasy role-playing is what, among other things, she does on this particular site, OnlyFans. The fantasy role-playing was the explicit sex messages or text messages that we posted that she asked for over and over again.
Heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through, and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle stepped into the chaos surrounding NFL legend and TV personality Shannon Sharpe after serious accusations came crashing down. But before you jump to conclusions, understand this. Chappelle thinks this entire situation isn't just about guilt or innocence. It's about power, control, and silencing those who get too loud. And at the center of it all, Tony Busby, the high-profile attorney who's been targeted Jay-Z recently and now has Shannon squarely in his sights. Let's get into it. Dave Chappelle isn't just a comedian, he's a cultural force, a lightning rod for truth in an industry built on illusion. Over decades, Dave has mastered the art of calling out what others are too scared to even whisper about. Hollywood, politics, race relations, media manipulation, nothing has ever been off limits. He's always been unfiltered, unapologetic, and fearless, even when it cost him dearly. When Dave speaks, it's never just noise. It's a surgical strike, cutting through the headlines to expose the raw, uncomfortable reality beneath. He doesn't just react to scandals, he dissects them, pulling apart the layers of power, influence, and hidden agendas that most people either can't see or don't want to acknowledge. So when Dave decided to weigh in on Shannon Sharpe's case, it wasn't random, it wasn't clout chasing. It was a calculated move, a signal that to him, something much bigger is at play here. And the moment he spoke up, it sent shockwaves through both the entertainment world and the court of public opinion, forcing everyone to take a closer look at the story behind the scandal.
Heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal,
And 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career with
Proving
crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe, NFL Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and an undeniable powerhouse on and off the field. After hanging up his cleats, he didn't just fade into retirement, he reinvented himself. With his sharp wit, booming voice, and no-nonsense attitude, Shannon carved out a second career in sports media, becoming one of the most recognizable and respected voices on TV. But it was Club Shay Shay that took things to a whole new level. What started as a casual interview series turned into a cultural phenomenon. Shannon wasn't just interviewing celebrities, he was handing the microphone to controversial figures like Cat Williams, Monique, and others who had been blackballed, silenced, or written off by Hollywood. He gave them space to air out Hollywood's dirtiest laundry, and people tuned in by the millions.
Is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate
and
that.
I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies.
The mainstream didn't know what to do with it. Shannon was suddenly bigger than just a sports guy. He was becoming a media giant in his own right, someone who wasn't afraid to let uncomfortable truths hit the airwaves. And then when Shannon was reportedly on the verge of signing a massive $100 million media deal, a deal that would have put him in a league reserved for the industry's most powerful, boom, the lawsuits hit. Accusations so explosive, so damaging, they threatened not just his brand, but his entire legacy.
Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away from ESPN and ESPN's First Take, my daytime job, at least until the NFL preseason, sometime later on this summer. As you may recall, a lawsuit was filed against Shannon on Sunday by a woman using the name Jane Doe, or using a Jane Doe pseudonym.
Was it bad timing? Was it karma? Or was it something far more calculated? Dave Chappelle doesn't think it was a coincidence. And honestly, after everything we've seen in the past, he might be onto something. In April 2025, everything changed. A lawsuit filed by an anonymous Jane Doe hit the headlines, accusing Shannon Sharpe of a series of horrific acts during what she described as a short, turbulent relationship.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be, don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
According to court documents, their paths first crossed at a gym in Los Angeles, an ordinary meeting that, according to Jane Doe, would spiral into something far more sinister. Jane, reportedly just 19 years old at the time they met, painted a disturbing picture of Shannon not as the charismatic, larger-than-life personality fans adored, but as a man who allegedly used his fame, wealth, and influence to control, manipulate, and violate her. The accusations were brutal. Claims of non-consensual encounters, emotional manipulation, threats of violence, and chilling allegations that Shannon recorded intimate moments without her knowledge or consent. And it didn't stop there. Things took an even uglier turn when an old Instagram live clip resurfaced, showing Shannon entangled with another woman in a compromising situation. A clip that Jane Doe claimed only added to her fear and emotional trauma.
Papa, I love it. Yes, baby.
The court documents described a pattern of behavior that, if proven true, could permanently shatter Shannon's carefully built public image. But perhaps the most eyebrow-raising detail wasn't just the accusations themselves, it was who was backing Jane Doe. Her attorney, Tony Busby. A name that's become infamous for aggressively going after some of the biggest, most influential black celebrities in the industry, including Diddy and Jay-Z. Busby's involvement immediately raised questions. Was this another step in a long-standing pattern of targeting powerful black men at the height of their success? Or was it a genuine case of justice being pursued against someone who abused their power behind closed doors? Either way, the stage was set for one of the messiest, most controversial legal battles in recent memory, and Shannon Sharpe was right in the eye of the storm. On the flip side, a lot of people think blaming the industry is just an excuse. Critics argue that Shannon at 56 had no business getting involved with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model in the first place. One brutal ex-comment summed it up: "A lack of sexual discipline will have you looking crazy." To them, Shannon isn't a target, he's a cautionary tale. Shannon Sharpe isn't taking the accusations lying down, far from it. He's come out swinging, vowing to countersue for defamation and calling the entire lawsuit what he believes it really is, a shakedown.
Consistent with my statement, which we will prove, that she's a liar, that she engaged as the news of his success and future contract came to her attention. She took advantage to leverage the possibility of Hair getting paid, and she blackmailed him.
According to Shannon and his legal team, this isn't about justice. It's about money, headlines, and reputation destruction. They insist that every encounter between Shannon and Jane Doe was fully consensual, citing a series of explicit text messages, voice notes, and private conversations that they claim clearly back up their story. In their view, this is a calculated attempt to weaponize the court of public opinion, to smear Shannon's name so thoroughly that, guilty or not, his career would never recover. But while Shannon fights to clear his name, Tony Busby is doubling down with just as much ferocity. Busby is painting a very different picture, accusing Shannon not only of abusing his power, but now also of trying to silence the victim through intimidation, hush money offers, and media manipulation. According to Busby, Shannon's team isn't defending an innocent man. They're scrambling to cover up the truth and rewrite the narrative before the full story sees daylight. And then, standing a few steps back but speaking volumes louder than most, is Dave Chappelle. He's not arguing the evidence. He's not picking sides in the legal battle. Instead, Dave is doing what he's always done best: pulling back the curtain on the system itself. He's warning that when massive fame and bigger than life money are on the table, the rules aren't the same for everyone.
My career, it has happened many, many times since. Someone would intimidate me or scare me and take something that I believe was mine. Get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him.
Power has its own set of rules, ones built to protect the system, not the individuals trapped inside it. And if you're not careful, if you rise too fast, speak too loud, or make yourself too much of a problem, that same system will destroy you without hesitation, without remorse, and without ever admitting it was by design. The real question now isn't just whether Shannon Sharpe can clear his name, it's whether he's strong enough to survive the machine that's been set in motion against him.